all of you through Jesilia Digital Ministry. We are very glad that we are back with you with another book review program of Pen, Mic and Source. And today is our 86th episode, dear friends. So the presenter of today is Sister Sangeeta James. We know Sister very well. Sister is from Mumbai and she's a CBSE school teacher. So in spite of a busy schedule, taking care of home commitments, she has taken this review to make us understand about this topic. So this topic is quite interesting. So we are living in a world of artificial intelligence where for each and every sphere of our life we are using AI. So when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to religion, or for that matters, as for Christians, how effectively are we using AI? So we need to think about this. So the topic which sister is going to handle today is AI and the church, how it can be used, positive and negative impact. So this is the topic which sister is going to handle, and we hope that for all those who are in ministry, who are in field work, and this review will be of great importance to them, and we'll get to learn much more things from Sister Sangeeta James. So over to Sister Sangeeta.
Yeah, good evening, everyone over here. Thank you that for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this program. Today, my topic is over here AI and the church. Now, about AI, we know that is about artificial intelligence. Now, over here, how it can be used, positive and the negative impact. Now, firstly, I would like to say that AI integration in church operates creates challenges, influencing how religious organizations operate and interact with the communities. AI is used in various church operations to improve efficiency and effectiveness. Administrative duties such as scheduling, data administration, and visitor follow up are capable of being handled with AI, allowing personnel to focus on pastoral care and other ministry activities. AI powered analytics help to analyze the audience, trends, and preferences, resulting in better decision making and more tailored interaction. Virtual assistants and chatbots offer 24-hour support and pastoral care, ensuring that church members have access to assistance and direction at all times. AI helps with the content development from sermon preparation to personalized instructional materials, making the church messages more relevant and accessible. AI improves operational efficiency by automating routine process, allowing church workers to focus more on strategic and pastoral responsibilities. AI improves communication by tailoring interactions with congregation members, resulting in increased engagement and satisfaction. AI tools help to create dynamic and relevant content, allowing for a larger audience and deeper spiritual instruction and participation. AI's ability to analyze massive data sets help to improve outreach the efforts and community services, ensuring that the church resources are used effectively to address the community needs. Now here we have seen about AI. Now about all the positivity that in churches, how we can use it to the various ways, how we can do interaction, even for the sermon in the during the preparation time, how we can go through, and like for example lot many references we can get it easily. So through that all this is positive things about AI. It has various drawbacks. Now secondly, I would say what are the drawbacks of this. Despite its advantages which concern AI and the church, privacy concerns emerge because of AI systems frequently handle sensitive personal and demographic data. There is a risk of less human engagement. Now we know that if, like for example, if the robots come, then there will be risk of human engagement will be less, as reliance on digital communication diminishes the personal touch that is so important for church community formation. So the drawback is one of the drawback that will be we are losing going to lose a personal touch if everything is going to be digital. Applying AI systems such as Jesus Christ AI to decision making that goes against the moral and religious precepts lead to ethical problems. The financial cost of deploying and maintaining technologies such as church AI are high. So this even we can't afford straining the church finances. There is risk of technological dependency. which jeopardize the church ability to function without digital tools. If it is going to be there about AI means everything is going to look after by AI, then it is not going to, like for example, church will not be able to fund, and then we are going to be dependent upon the digital tools. How can AI be used in the church? Now, how we can use it? AI can be used in the church to support various functions such as data analysis, personalized communication, and content creation. Now, if, like, for example, the pastor is going to preach, content creation has to be done. In that, we can take the help of AI. AI helps the church leaders to identify the patterns and insights inside their flock by using data from the sources such as social media, attendance records, financial contributions. All this, for this help, we can take the help of AI. It allows them to customize the church events and messages to their members' needs and interests. Then, according to the members' and needs and interests, we can take the data, increasing engagement and support. AI allows to customize the messages, even like if the messages are very long. It will be helped to customize by the pastors and experiences for church members. Machine learning algorithms employ individual preferences and historic behaviors to recommend specific organization, programs, or events. The tailored strategy increase member involvement by ensuring that church offerings align closely with their preferences. Church AI assists in communicating better with their parishioners. If AI as a church AI is there, it helps in better with the parishioners. We are able to communicate natural language processing techniques, automate newsletters, bulletins, and other communications, making them clear and effective. These systems help to convert the content in multiple languages. So, in multiple languages, if you want to do the sermon, it is very helpful, increasing accessibility to diverse congregation. AI easily creates preaching and church-related materials. We can use it. It suggests appropriate themes, based on appropriate themes, or based on appropriate biblical messages, based on world events, community-specific issues, popular member discussions. It enables the church leaders to create the topical and compelling content, making the church services more relevant and effective. So if you're going to use it in the creativity way, if you're going to use it in the useful way, this AI will be very helpful. What is the church is saying about AI? But what is the church viewpoint? The church saying about AI are listed below. First, many religious leaders emphasize upholding human dignity and ethical norms when developing and using artificial intelligence. Religious urge for AI to be used in ways that respect human rights and benefit the common good. The church supports using technology. Now, church is not against the technology. The church is supporting the technology, particularly artificial intelligence, when it benefits the common good, assists the underprivileged, and resolves the humanitarian challenges. There is a massive drive to build AI with altruistic aims rather than profit. Many church leaders regard artificial intelligence as a viable tool for evangelism and outreach, capable of reaching a larger audience to targeted communication. Through AI, large we can do communicate with a large number of people. Like even like for example with this message also, like for example, like so many, like for example, like one of the program of this, okay, like this pen mic also through this digital media we can reach n number of people. Like we can reach to all over the world, we can reach, and it is easily accessible to all. It can go to the larger audience to targeted communications and digital channels. Churches have the ability to employ AI to improve their outreach efforts, giving individualized spiritual content. We can give the spiritual content to them then and engage with the communities in the new ways. There is a concern that AI systems are capable of rendering decisions without human oversight, especially the one that have a substantial impact on people's life. The church argues for rigorous rules to ensure that AI does not operate autonomously, but independently it should not operate. The potential for AI is to displace jobs. Now, if AI is going to come in the mainstream, that many people will lose a job. Okay, that is a concern, and it will disrupt the economies. Is a significant concern for the church. Even for the economy, significant there will be a disturbance in the economy. Okay, that is a major concern. Church leaders advocate for measures to ensure that the transition to AI enhanced workplaces is fair, that people displaced by AI are offered newer possibilities. Now, concerns about AI surveillance and data privacy consequences have been raised. But there are many things, like, for example, you are under surveillance, okay, and data privacy consequences that, but like means the privacy won't be there. The church emphasizes the need to protect individual privacy, but individual privacy has to be protected. And we have to be very, very cautious against the exploitation of AI in the surveillance operations. So many of the times, many church leaders, many pastors, they say that AI, like for example, it is not going to be like we know that after many years, if AI is going to dominate, then there is going to be an effect even in the jobs, even in the companies, and even like for example, if the robot is going to take part in everything, then there is going to be, it is going to affect us all. Ongoing debates within the church and addresses AI's moral and theological implications. These talks enter on problems such as concept of soul, free will, and humans' unique status compared to robots. The robots will take the charge. Church leaders and theologians investigate these issues to better understand how AI fits into the larger context. But still, they are going to, still the search, I mean, is going on. Still, there is a study is going on how it is going to fit into the larger context of Christian teachings and human existence. How does AI affect the church and society? Now, how it is going to affect, that is first. AI affects the church and society by enhancing worship experiences. Now, if we go to church, we are going to experience God. We are going to experience the Spirit. But through AI, it is not possible. We can't experience the Holy Spirit through AI. Optimizing communication, extending pastoral care, while raising important ethical considerations, like wherever, like for example, many a times the people face with the problems, that time they come to church and they do the communication to the pastor, and they solve the problem, like they pray for them individually. But with AI it is not possible. AI powered technology, such as natural language processing, enables more participatory and immersive experiences in worship services, enabling tailored prayer sessions. Now, if it is already tailored made, platforms such as Alter Live use AI to automate the integration of announcement, polls, discussions, improving digital involvement during the services. AI helps the church leaders analyze the attendance and engagement data to understand the congregation. But for, like for example, if you want to find out the attendance, then through AI it is possible. Like for example, quickly we can find the data if any data is required, and that follow up better and more effectively. The level of analytics has been shown to lead to more personalized experience and improved community, both which are needed for sustaining healthy church relationship. But for this, according to me, AI is not going to, we should not, it should not, I mean, it should not dominate our lives. Okay. Secondly, it helps with the community outreach by analyzing local data and identifying the specific needs within the community. So that won't be there. The targeted approach enables the churches to better focus their resources, resulting in more successful outreach activities. Incorporating AI raises ethical concern, specifically about the data privacy and security. Data privacy will not be there, security will not be there. Churches that use AI. Now, if the churches are going to use the AI, they must prioritize strong cyber security measures to safeguard sensitive information. If any sensitive information is there, and that should not be leaked. Okay, so that can be, like for example, for that they have to, cyber security has to be there, so that that important things will not be leaked, and comply with the data protection requirements. It establishes a trust and ensures the appropriate use of technology, and appropriate use of technology has to be done. Maintaining human ties becomes increasingly important as AI grows more pervasive. Artificial intelligence must not replace interpersonal relationship. So it should not interface. Like for example, when we go to church, we meet the people, and then whatever, like for example, if any problems are there, of any, if we need prayer, we tell to the pastor, he prays for us, and then I mean there is a communication between the pastor and the people. But if AI is going to be there, then there will not, it is not going to replace the interpersonal relationship in a church community. Even though it assists and improves many church functions, the balance between accepting new technologies and keeping the human touch ensures AI serve as a tool to support rather than replace. So it won't, that replacement is not going to be that effective. Can AI improve the church worship service? Now there is a question. Can it improve the church service? Yes. AI can improve the church worship service. AI powered tools and technologies greatly improve operations, communication, and pastoral care in church settings, making the services more engaging and individualized. Like for example, personalized worship experiences for attendees based on the spiritual requirements, based upon what all spiritual requirement is there. According to that, the prayer will be done. It facilitates interactive prayer sessions will be there by praising natural language, making participants feel more connected and immersed in worship. Like many a times we have seen there are different people who are coming from different background and people from different languages people come. So many a times we are just only translating it, but through AI is it is possible that we can make it a little live. Okay, we can, that language can be like for example it is if the data is there, then it will be easily we can reach it to the people. AI helps the churches managing their services more efficiently by automating administrative activities like scheduling, we can do it, attendance track, we can do it, then feedback collection, we can do it. Then AI helps the church leaders to focus on pastoral responsibilities rather than administrative worries. AI enhances how churches reach out to and connect to their members. Even we can reach out to the members. AI powered chatbots, for example, 24-hour assistant by answering questions. If they're going to answer, like for example, any prayer is required or any questions has to be asked, that they can do it. Providing spiritual counseling can be done outside the typical church hours. Only the typical during the, if any problem is there, then during the church hours only we can ask. But through AI, 24/7, any questions can we can ask to them, and they are there for that. It broadens the church reach and guarantees ongoing participation within the community. Church leaders have the option to tailor the sermon subjects. Even they can change the topics according to the sermon, whichever topic is required. According to that, they can give the sermon. They can change the worship style and communication techniques to better to meet the needs and preferences of their congregation. So according to the congregation, they can change the language, okay, they can change the according to the needs, according to the needs of the people. They can worship style can be different. Okay, by using AI tools to evaluate the attendance data, then the data driven strategy result in more effective, and that will be more effective and meaningful. Can Next question is, can AI help in the ministry for communion ideas? Yes, AI can help the ministry with communion ideas. AI helps to improve the communion experience by suggesting creative and personalized solution based on the congregation needs and preferences. So based on the congregation needs and preferences, we can change it. Church leaders have better plans regarding quantity and type of communion service that appeals to the audience. AI create thematic communion sessions based on liturgical seasons or scriptural topics. It uses natural language processing to recommend scriptures, prayers, songs that fit the theme of the specific service. Based on the theme, based on the specific service, they can change that songs. Everything easily we can get it. We don't have to search like in the old times. How we are searching for it, and they used to do deep study. But here it is not like that. I mean, within a minute time or within a touch, everything we will get it. Okay, then AI assists with the practical aspects of planning communion service. It optimizes the architecture of the communion area to improve the flow and accessibility. It estimates the ideal number of communion items based on the previous data. Even assist in scheduling volunteers for the service. Even voluntarily, the people can come and service. Now, what do Christians believe about AI? Now, what is their viewpoint? Whether it is good or whether it is not good? If AI is going to dominate, then what is our viewpoint? Christians believe AI aligns with biblical stewardship principle by harnessing technology to enhance and care for God's creation. The viewpoint sees AI as a tool God gives to better the world and aid people, which aligns with the Christian duty to use the talents and resources wisely. Now, God only created the world, and all the resources has been created by God. So, God is only saying by using your talent or the resources, we have to use it wisely. The Christian community has raised concerns about AI's ethical implications, including privacy, autonomy, risk of employment displacement. But Christian people have raised the questions about the three things. One is privacy, second is autonomy. It will become autonomous, and the risk of employment displacement. If AI is going to take place, there will be effect on the employment. Many Christians urge strict ethical norms and restrictions to guarantee that AI is utilized in a way that respects human dignity. Now, what is our viewpoint is, if AI is going to come also, if it is going to, but it should be respect with the human dignity has to be there. Promotes equality. Everyone has to be considered equal and serves the common good. The concept of Jesus AI, which comprises AI systems meant to mimic or portray religious figures, okay, such as Jesus, elicits conflicting reaction with the Christians. Many see it as a valuable instrument for evangelization or religious instruction, making Christian teachings more accessible in the modern digital manner. Others are skeptical or dismissive of the concept, fearing that it devalue or distort the fundamental component of the faith. So here two viewpoint is there. One viewpoint is that somewhere the faith will not be there that much, and second is like if it is going to dominate, then it is going to be in the digital manner. We can reach a large number of people. Christians are concerned that such technologies are going to contribute to misunderstanding about the divine nature or the teachings of Jesus, particularly if AI generated content differs from orthodox Christian doctrine. What do religious leaders say? Now, next question is what the religious leaders say about AI. Religious leaders say that AI's development and use must be guided by ethical principles. It has to be done, but it has to be guided by ethical principles to ensure it benefits humanity without causing harm. It should not cause anyone. The Vatican highlighted the mindset in 2020 with a Rome call for AI ethics, which urged the global commitment to ethical approach to AI. The document represents a broader agreement among the faith leaders that while AI has enormous potential for good, enormous potential is there, but it must be used carefully. But we have to use it very carefully. Manage to conform with normal norms and promote human dignity, human respect has to be there. Religious leaders highlighted AI as a powerful tool. In the coming era, it is going to be very powerful for enhancing human skills, improving the quality of life. Religious leaders emphasize that AI must not be given autonomous in making judgment with serious ethical implications, particularly human rights and social justice. The role of pastors serve as a foundation for suggested ethical paradigm, which calls for regulation of AI applications to prevent unfavorable outcomes. Loss of privacy will be there, inequity will be there will be job displacement. So, religious leaders say that technology, no matter how advanced, must not be viewed as a source for religious inspiration or spiritual understanding. Religious leaders argue that AI lacks fundamental human characteristics. Now, it is lacking something, that is empathy, moral judgment, ability to engage in the profound ethical and theological reasoning. It does not take the role of human leaders. It will not take the role of human leaders. Pastoral care. When we go to church, the pastoral care is there to individual, to each and every individual. They're concerned. They, like for example, they ask about it. That, like for example, for what prayer is required. And every time, like for example, when we go to church, we pray. We like for example, when our prayer is required, when we think that when we pray, then too the things are not going on. We think that we have to go to the pastor. His prayer is required. That so that pastoral care is required. Spiritual leadership, even when it processes the information and data driven insights. Now, what are the negative impacts for the AI for the church? Reduced human interaction. Human interaction will be reduced if AI will come. Using AI powered communication tools and platforms in church setting has reduced face to face contact between the worshippers. There will not be face to face contact between the worshippers. Digital tools expand the reach of church events and programs, but they have the potential to decrease the human interaction. But human interaction will be less. That is a key to creating a vibrant and encouraging church community. Secondly, privacy concerns. The data The danger of data breaches and improper use of personal information. As a church use AI technologies for improved data management. Data breaches are concerning, considering the data which is privacy, which has to be there, that won't be there. Then after that, dependency on technology, we will be dependent upon technology for each and everything every day. And over reliance on AI, over dependence will be there. Digital tools lead to churches relying on technology for fundamental operation, such as administration, service planning, community participation. For everything, we will look into the digital. There will be dependency. People will not do the research on their own. People will not read the Bible on their, like, everything will be based on digital. The reliance jeopardize the church ability to function independently of technology, perhaps exposing it to disruptions in tech services. Then, thirdly, ethical and moral issues. Challenges occur when AI systems are utilized when ethical concerns are important. Then, after that, financial cost. It is not possible for all the churches to have an AI, to have the robots. Implementing and sustaining artificial intelligence systems is pricey, it is very costly, making financial management difficult for small churches. The cost of AI diverts the funding away from other important church operations. If they are going to invest in this, then it is going to affect the other church operations, such as outreach, charity. That won't be there. Always church do a lot of charity, but if AI is going to come into action, then that it is going to become less. Charity will become less. Community assistance programs jeopardizing church capacity to accomplish, so that purpose will not be accomplished. Misalignment with religious values. AI's ability to misinterpret wrongly deposit religious teachings. Wrongly, the religious teachings will be a huge risk. It is there. Congregants become confused about religion. People will become confused if AI-driven information or decision conflict with doctrinal truths. Job displacement. Then earlier also I told you that if AI is going to come into power, okay, there is going to be a job displacement to administrative work. Certain parts of pastoral care results in job displacement inside the churches. The transformation affects the career prospects and voluntarily roles, which are the needed for engaging community people in the meaningful ways. Now, so then after that, what are the positive things about AI for the church? That is streamlined administrative tasks, that is automates routine and time consuming tasks such as scheduling, data entry, follow up, communication. Okay, all these things is going to be very easy. Enhance the personalization. It will evaluate the individual data, allows the customized church communications, programming to match the congregant's taste and needs. It will improve the decision making. 24 by 7 pastoral support will be there. Dynamic content delivery, we can do it. Then after the community insight and outreach, we can do. Cost efficiency. Okay, so all these things are there. So according to me, there are both the positive things and negative things. Now if AI is going to dominate, okay, there is going to be a job displacement, which already we know. And then other thing is that the privacy won't be there, and then there will be when we go to church, there are one-to-one prayer, or that is there, or that human touch which is there, that human concern which is there, that won't be there. So that is my viewpoint. Thank you.
Thank you, Akka. Thank you so much. This is the much needed topic for the churches of today. As you said in your review, AI is a much needed tool. We can use it for our various purposes, especially as you told while taking a message. In previous days, what we used to do, we used to compare different commentaries. We used to read different Bible editions, and then sermon was outlined. But now, with the advent of AI, we get everything in one place. We have a pool of information, so that we can understand the various resources available, and we can concise it and create a sermon easily for our audience, for our church believer, for our congregation. That's a much added feature of AI. But at the same time, when AI was introduced in the world, it was especially Christians. Christians had great fear that AI will replace God, and God will not have a special place in church, and AI will take the role of God. That was purported in many websites and social media and all, and we all know about that. So whatever may be the invention of human being, it is being controlled by human being, and but it can never take the place of God. God is above all, and He is our creator. And as sister told, there are a lot of security issues. All our information would be with the third parties, which can create risk, because today, in the same way as science and technology has increased at a high level, and AI has come in the same way, there are many hackers, scammers, fraudsters who can use the same feature to attack through cyber security is having threatened. So this kind of issues we need to be very careful of. But at this same time, we have a special connectivity with not only with God, but a fellow congregation and member to the interpersonal relationship. And if AI takes over everything, then this kind of interpersonal relationship will not be there, and it will just rote method of machine interacting, and there will not be a good interaction. So nowadays, many of us know that even in WhatsApp we have Meta AI. So sometimes when we want to create something, so when we give some instruction to it, it often gives false information. The same thing can happen with AI. AI doesn't have all the information like God has. So definitely, it has its own pros and cons. But as a saved child of God, we need to see how it can benefit us. But at the same time, we also have to consider the negative impacts, and carefully handle such kind of tools for our ministry. Because as a sister told, we are doing the digital ministry. We are from different parts and of India, and in spite of it, we are able to connect through a program and preach the word of God, or give a book review, or give some information to some people who may not be even in our country. So that is the power of technology. So every invention has its pros and cons. We have to take the pros, and we have to reject the cons. That's how our standing should be. We hope that this review was very useful for all the viewers viewing us live, and those who would be viewing after our show gets over. So dear friends, we will be back with you again Wednesday at 9 p.m. next Wednesday with another book review with another book reviewer. Still then, stay blessed in Lord. Thank you. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Akka. Thank you for your
Yeah,
wonderful
thank
review.
you. Yeah,
Thank you.
okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Take care. Bye.